Germany. Hi, my name is Eva Litzmerk. I am a German and a German tutor, and today I'm answering Google's questions about Germany and Germans. Hope you enjoy. Okay, is Germany? First question: Is Germany landlocked? No, we have two seas. We've got the North Sea and the Baltic Sea, and it may be cold, it may be miserable. And if you're on your holiday at the North Sea or the Baltic Sea, it may rain the entire time, but we have sea. Not just we have everything. We've got sea, we've got mountains, we've got city. Come to Germany. Is Germany in NATO? Yes. Is Germany in the EU? Also yes. Thankfully, is Germany bigger than the UK? Yes. My country is bigger than yours. Yes, Germany is, I think, the biggest country in Europe when it comes to area, and it also is the biggest country when it comes to population. I mean, Germany is losing population, but I think that's also true for a lot of European countries. So, relatively, we're still the biggest. Is Germany CET, so Central European Time? Also, yes. Is Germany part of NATO? We already talked about that. Yes, we are. Is Germany in recession? I don't think so, but depending on when you watch this video, might be. So check your calendar, and the answer is either yes or no. Is Germany safe? Okay. I would say in general, Germany is a fairly safe European country. There is not a lot of sort of petty crime. Again, if you're in a bigger city, you need to watch out for pickpockets and stuff like this. But one of the really reassuring things is if you go to the police in Germany, a lot of the time, um, you will receive help. I can't really say that about the UK police. Um, Allegedly. So one thing that we may have to mention is the sort of rising problem of casual racism and the sort of rise of the far right. And I would say that if you do not present as white European, there are certain parts of Germany where I wouldn't, in all honesty, recommend that you'd go out late at night. And I think I wouldn't do anyone any favors if I pretend that it was any different. Yeah. Hello. Put your phone on silent, Eva, while you're filming. Is Germany expensive? Compared to the UK, no. Germany is a paradise of cheap, um, cheap food, alcohol, and real estate. If you come from the Czech Republic, yes, Germany is very expensive. Why do Germans? Why do Germans love Cornwall? No idea. I learned about Cornwall at school in English class, and it's one of the first holiday destinations you learn about. So Cornwall sounds pretty great. Why do Germans say ciao? Because we really want to be Italians. Why do Germans drink sparkling water? Because it's better. Why do Germans say digger? Hmm. I think digger is sort of the generation before me, and um, I think we just don't have time to say dicker, which means fat one, which is, believe it or not, a term of endearment in German. Why do Germans call Germany Deutschland? um, because that is the proper name for the country. We decided on it. We had a vote and everything. I think it comes from the Teutonen, which is a Germanic tribe. So it's the land of the um, Teutonen, the Teutonic tribe. We'll Google that and tell you in the edit. Um, why do Germans eat raw pork? Because it's delicious. So we have a specialty called Met or Mettbrötchen, um, or Mettigel if you want to make your raw pork look more like a hedgehog. Um, and it's prepared and sold in such a way that it is safe to eat raw if you buy it fresh and then you eat it on the same day. And don't knock it till you tried it. We all um, reacted badly to sushi. Well, no, hang on. we all had a instant reaction to sushi. It's like raw fish, right? Ooh, no, raw pork. Don't knock it till you tried it. Give it a go. It's delicious. I thoroughly recommend it. Um, so I'll skip why do Germans like sparkling water because we've just answered. Why do Germans love David Hasselhoff? Not all Germans. Uh, so why do Germans love David Hasselhoff? Well, not all Germans. Ask a different German. Is my advice to you. Why do Germans call each other mouse? Because mice are cute, and it's a term of endearment. Cute things. We also call each other Hase, little hare. Um, but yeah, it's like I think we think small animals, mouse, Hase, Schnecke, little snail, um, are just a term of endearment. If somebody calls you a small animal in their German, they like you. Um, and why do Germans go to Cornwall? Because they have a lot of money. Some of them, not all of them. Okay, so why is German? And I'm getting a lot of why is Germany. So let's change that to why is Germany. Why is Germany called Deutschland? Because of the Teutons, and because that's what we call it. It's the correct name. Get used to it. Why is Germany called Germany? Because of the Germanic tribes who lived there before the Germans. Uh, why is Germany so rich? Well, I think you're referring to Bavaria here. I'm from Saxony-Anhalt. We are not rich. We are rich in potatoes and unemployment. But I think Germans tend to be, if we're grossly generalizing, quite thrifty. They like a good deal, and they have strong unions. They have strong workers' protections. Germany is not necessarily a country for entrepreneurs, but Germany is a very good country for employees. Germany. Why is Germany called the fatherland? Is it called the fatherland? Who calls it the fatherland? I think some Germans historically refer to Germany as the fatherland, but we don't like to talk about those Germans. Why is Germany's economy so strong? I think that question is outdated. Why is German so hard to learn? I think German. Yeah, your question about German. German is a language with a lot of rules and detail, and it makes you feel stupid very early on in your German language. So I always say one of the first things you want to learn is to ask, "How are you?" In English, "How are you?" Very easy, very straightforward. In German, "Wie geht es dir?" Why is it not "Wie geht es du?" And we already sort of go into why are there three different forms of do. Um, so, and there are lots of sort of little rules like that that make German appear a little bit inaccessible, but with the right tutor on your side, you too can learn German. Call London Language Hub. Sorry. Why is Germany GDP so high? Um, again, I don't know if this is necessarily a question that it's not a question I'm qualified to answer. I'm not an economist. Generally, Germany has strong industry as an export nation. I don't know what the German GDP is doing at the moment, but hopefully it's doing well. I wish you well, German GDP. Why is German beer so good? Um, Again, I'm the wrong person to ask. I am a German who doesn't like beer. But what I've been told is we have very strict beer laws. We have something called the Reinheitsgebot, the purity law. That means that there can only ever be four ingredients in beer, which is Hopfen, hop, malt, barley, Hefe, yeast, and water. Hang on, what's that? Wasser. Um, and so German beers will be very pure to a very high standard, but I have been told some English people call the Reinheitsgebot the Einheitsgebot. And they say that German beers can be a little bit uniform, but you'd have to ask them because I'm a German who doesn't like beer. Please don't take my passport. Why is Germany DE? So that's German web address would end in .de. I can answer that. It's because we refer to Germany as Deutschland, and the first letters of that would be D and E. And lastly, why is German Döner Kebab German? Okay, let's rephrase that question a little bit. Why do Germans think they've invented the Döner Kebab? So the sort of meat on a spit roast, that's a Turkish thing, and we don't lay any claim to that. But the döner is a street food in a bread pocket with vegetables in it, and changed from lamb because Germans don't like lamb, but we do love beef. So German doner kebab will have beef or chicken. That's a German invention. It was invented in the 1970s on the streets of Berlin, but by a Turkish immigrant. But so it's really um, it's really a story of German and Turkish ingenuity. My English is not so good. Sorry. Okay, what do Germans? Nummer eins. Nummer eins. Why am I speaking German to you guys? Hi, welcome to my channel. What do Germans call Germany? Deutschland. Next, what do Germans eat for breakfast? Many things. Traditional German breakfast would be lots of bread and bread products. If it's a Sunday or Saturday, if it's like a weekend thing, you go to the bakery and you buy fresh rolls and maybe some croissants because we are international like that. Um, and then you have some cheese, and if you eat meat, you have lots of different deli cuts. Maybe you've got some schinken and some salami. And then traditionally, you would have a boiled egg. And at least in my family, and I think I'm quite representative for that, we would sort of say, how long do you want your egg boiled for? And then you say 4 Minuten, 6 Minuten. Then everybody gets their eye egg fished out of the pot. And then you have your perfect egg that is just made for you. And we drink coffee, and then you have some fruit, and maybe if yeah, it's endless. It's like a spread. If you ever want to have a true German breakfast experience, I would say book yourself into a nice hotel in Germany that sort of is known for their breakfast. Go to their breakfast buffet, and you can die happily. I think there is nothing better than a German hotel breakfast. Right, next question. What do Germans eat? What do Germans eat? I think traditionally we quite like pork. I think, but okay. So again, let's say traditionally German diet is sort of quite heavy in potato products. We like our bread. I think if you've ever met a German abroad, they will complain about the bread and tell you how much they miss German bread, which is accurate. Everyone should do bread like the Germans do. Um, I don't think Germany does many things well, but bread is one of the things that we do well. But Germans also love Italian food, so there are so Italians came to Germany as immigrants since the 1950s, and I do think outside of Italy, Germany is one of the best places to get Italian food. Only second to Italy. Um, yes, that's what Germans eat. We eat just like you. Oh, and also, apparently Berlin is the vegan capital of the world, so not all Germans stuff their face with pork and pork products, but some do, and it's nice. What do Germans call England? Well, we call England England, um, but I think the question is more sort of there is a little bit of confusion. I think hopefully not just by Germans about what to call this sort of island conglomerate in the North Sea and sort of the Atlantic, and so I think most Germans would default to either England for all of it, or Großbritannien. The German equivalent of UK or United Kingdom is a bit of a mouthful. We would say das Vereinigte Königreich von Großbritannien und Nordirland, and VK just sounds silly. So I think most Germans would probably say England or Großbritannien, even though they refer to the whole of the UK. But hopefully we're capable of learning. Team VK. What do Germans think of World War II? Oh, I thought we don't mention the war. Okay, so what do Germans think of World War II? I would say overall, we think World War II was a big atrocity. I think Germany as a whole has done a lot to sort of meet its responsibility to its victims. And one of the things that do make me genuinely proud of being German is the fact that we take responsibility for our history. And well, let's see how well this is going to age. And we are committed as a nation uh, to ensure that something like this will never happen again. And I think that's probably as good as you can come away from something like World War II. What do Germans think of World War II? A complex question and a simple answer. What do Germans think of Hitler? We think that he's Austrian. um, okay, so let's treat this question with the seriousness it deserves. We think that Adolf Hitler was a very interesting. Well, okay, I'm so. Why am I so British? I think if we ever call somebody evil, I think Adolf Hitler would make the top of that list. Um, I would say I don't know if I can speak for all of Germany, but we say Hitler was one of the worst things that happened to Germany. But we also take solace in the fact that he's Austrian. What do Germans speak? German. What do Germans call themselves? Deutsche. So this is an example for German, the German language being a little bit awkward for new learners. Um, so the word for Deutsche, so ein Deutscher, eine Deutsche, The Deutschen is heavily grammaticized, so you need to know your cases before you can competently refer to Germans as Germans in their own language. I can only apologize. What do Germans think of British? I suppose that means what do Germans think of the British? We love them. We love you guys. I think we're a little bit jealous because you're just like us, but you have a sense of humor, and we all know that Germans don't laugh. But I think generally we see each other as sort of neighbors. We we like the we like and we're slightly envious about how cool the Brits are and the whole sort of British music, British humor. Everything is a little bit easier if it's in English. Everything's a little bit cooler. Everything's a little bit smoother, and we want to be just like we just want to be as cool and smooth and amazing as you are. We love the British. Please adopt us. What do Germans call birth control? Okay, so this is what I think we do use the word anti-baby pillow. So the anti-baby pill. I'm just being honest. Anti-baby pillow. There's no need to beat about the bush. You don't want a baby, take an anti-baby pillow. Is that so funny? Right, that's all the questions we have for today. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I hope you got some laughs and maybe you learned a little bit as well. If you like this, please leave us a like and maybe a follow. And see you next time.